Every leader who wants to make healthy impact needs a coach. I argue that often, I guess to my benefit, and I vehemently believe it, and yet not all coaching is equal. There are coaches and there are coaches. There's coaching and there's coaching. And at the same time, I also want to say, never has it been more important to get this right. Because never has it been more challenging to lead in a great way. The forces and pressures and expectations on leaders and for leaders are about as heavy as they have ever been. Now, if we stick with our hypothesis that world-class leadership coaching is in truth soul formation, and that soul formation only comes the way of character excavation, that is a deep, long, intentional, and oftentimes painful road. A road that is barricaded with reasons not to walk it, distractions that come in the form of urgent priorities, other people's agendas, short-term targets, and the like. And so many won't pay the price. And most coaches won't want to make the trip. And most coaching just won't cut it. So if you're a coach or you paid for coaching and you're still watching and listening, maybe you're intrigued, maybe you're mildly offended, I need you to get this. World-class coaches have a different curriculum. They have a different approach and therefore a radically better outcome. It's a bit like making great pizza. Now, stay with me here. This is going to get a bit bizarre. But during COVID, when lockdown came around, like thousands of other people, I wanted to make great homemade pizza. And I really didn't want to do the gas propane shiny instant success thing. I didn't want to buy the pre-made garlic infused pizza dough because I wanted the real. And I got the real, but not without time and pain and failure. I got a wood fire. I got Cortain steel that discolored at just the right rate. I got a pizza stone that was the right temperature. It was 4-hour prep, proved, rolled dough. Friends, you need the right ingredients. You need the right amount of work. You need the right environment. You need to have the right temperature. And you need to apply all these things at the right time in the right moment. And if you don't, you just end up with a hot, sticky mess. Inedible and deeply unattractive. If you do, you get great pizza. Coach, you need to apply the same thinking. You need to work on you in the deepest places, and then with them in spaces they may or may not have asked for. And you need to get comfortable with the uncomfortability of the trip. When I say work on you, of course, what I mean is true, brave, kind, curious work. Because you can't give what you haven't got or take people to places that you have not been. So you have to fight for your true. You have to know who you are, or your stuff will continue to get in the way of their process. And you'll be unsure about whether you're dealing with them or you or both. So keep doing the work. The injuries need exposed. The influences need filtered. The ideologies need rigorously questioned, and keep doing it so you remain clean. You need to fight for brave. Coach, your job is not to be popular, but to be useful. You're not going on a summer stroll to a picturesque beauty spot. You're going on an intentional trek together to a better place. And so you have to be clear as to what you're for, or you'll be for nothing. You have to be sure of the point of view, or you'll easily become a victim to everyone else's point, and you'll quickly become an unuseful guide. Of course, you're not the hero, you're the mentor. You're the guide to the hero's story, but you are certainly not the buddy ready to enable their limiting story or their restrictive journey. Get brave. You have to fight for kind, because trust comes the far side of kindness. Kindness, you see, is what drives transparency and vulnerability and relationality. It's the motivation behind generosity, and it's what needs to be seen if it's ever going to be caught. It needs to be modeled. It's the force multiplier in teams and the power of great leadership. So work on your trust so that you might carry it and then you might spread it. It's a game changer. Coach, you have to fight for your own curiosity. Curiosity has children, you see. One of its children is creativity, the other is legacy, but curiosity also has parents. Humility, you know you don't know everything, and confidence, but you're going to have a go at the things that you don't know. What are you currently listening to that you're disagreeing with? What are you currently reading that you're not sure about but is challenging you? What are you disciplining yourself to do that is a challenge for you? Because discipline creates habit, which creates a lifestyle. These things, true, brave, kind, and curious, are like dough. They're like rise, they're like fire, they're like preparation, and they get you in the game for soul formation through character excavation. See, your true is going to lead to their true, which is vital because true for them is under fire. They're living in a performance culture and a touch-up culture, and your ability to show your warts and you're ugly and you're not cool is so powerful because it will enable them to show theirs. Your brave will enable their brave, and that's vital because brave is under pressure. It's under pressure from overwhelm and overfull and urgent screams, and important is drowning. Priority has become priorities, and nothing now is primary or seminal or foundational anymore because everything is. Your kind, you see, is going to permission their kind. And it's vital because kind is under moral attack from a narcissistic culture where looking out for number one and protect the flag and circle the wagons is normative and king. But narcissism is killing us because we were made for together, not apart. And it's slowly becoming darker. Narcissism so easily becomes Machiavellianism, and Machiavellianism becomes sadism, which kills people and kills culture. Your curious will catalyze their curious, and that's vital because curious is under pressure from comfort and then passivity. A settling down has become a settling for, and it's suffocating creativity. World-class coaching addresses this moment by refusing to acquiesce to this moment. So you can't just be a pure coach, nor can you be just an old school consultant or a traditional spiritual advisor or even just a trusted friend. You mustn't be a therapist, but you must be cognizant and familiar with therapeutic process and aware enough to refer it. You have to be all these things together at different times and at the same time, agile and constant, always true, always brave, always kind, always curious, confident and familiar, with paradox and duality and dilemma. Then you stand a chance of catalyzing health for individuals and teams and organizations. Soul formation through character excavation. It starts with you. It's way more important than stone-baked, fire-made, oregano-infused thin crust pizza, but it comes the same way.